Before I show you how to set up the Canon S90, let's go over some of the features on the outside of the camera. Here is the camera's mode dial. This is the camera's shutter button and zoom lever. Go ahead and push the zoom lever to the left in order to zoom out or back away from the subject, and pull it to the right in order to zoom in or closer to your subject. You can also do the same thing when you're in the playback mode. Just pull it to the right to magnify the image to see whether the image is in focus, or push it to the left to see multiple images on the screen at once, so you can faster scroll through the images on the memory card. The ring function button right here allows you to set the function you want to have controlled by the ring around the lens in the front. The camera's built-in flash is right here, and when it's set to automatic, the camera will pop the flash whenever it thinks it's necessary. The flash is pretty weak, so it's only good for about 8 to 10 feet. If the subject is farther than 10 feet, you probably don't want to use the flash. Here you have the camera's tripod mount if you want to mount the camera to a tripod, and right here is the battery and memory card door. Just press down firmly and push out to open the door. To eject the battery, move the battery locking mechanism over. This camera uses a lithium-ion battery, and it lasts a pretty long time. To reinsert the battery, make sure the arrow on the battery is pointing towards the battery slot. Push it all the way in until it's locked in place. To eject the memory card, simply push it in until you hear a click, then release. This camera uses an SD memory card. When reinserting the memory card, make sure the contact points are facing the back of the camera. There's a small diagram on the inside of the card slot if you need help. Just press the memory card all the way in until you hear a click, and then release. It should stay in. Close the door all the way, and then push it back into place. This camera has two menus. One is a function menu, and the other is the main menu. To access the function menu, go ahead and press the function button right in the center of the control wheel right here. The function menu hosts a list of the most common functions you may need to change when taking pictures. Right now, because I'm using the auto mode, all of the functions are grayed out except for resolution. Press the function button a second time to escape the function menu. Press the menu button to access the main menu. Use the navigation buttons right here, up, down, right, and left, to move around this menu. You can also use the control dial to move up and down, or use the zoom lever to move across to different folders. Let's take a look at some of these menu items you may want to change. Digital zoom by default is set to standard. I would rather have this turned off because I don't want the camera getting into any kind of digital zoom. That will only decrease the image quality. So I'll press the right navigation button in order to turn it off. Now I'll use my control dial to move down to flash settings. I'll press the right navigation button to enter this menu item. And I want to turn red eye lamp off. So I'll go down to red eye lamp and press the right navigation button to turn that off. Then press the menu button to go back to the main menu. Now let's go ahead and set up the shortcut button. Go all the way down to the bottom of the list to the menu item that says Set Shortcut Button. Press the right navigation button, and you can choose from any of these options to set as the function with the shortcut button, which means when you're in the record mode, you can just press the shortcut button to quickly access one of these functions. I'm going to move over and go down to red eye correction, then press Set to OK. Now, if I see that my subjects are coming out with red eyes, I can just press the shortcut button to activate the red eye correction. Let's go ahead and move over to the Setup tab. Just use your zoom lever to move over, and then go down to Volume. Press to the right to enter this menu item. I don't need the camera to make a sound every time it starts up, so I prefer leaving this off. Same thing goes with the operation volume. I don't need the camera to make a sound every time I press a button, so I'll turn this off as well. The self-timer volume and the shutter volume I actually like, so I'll leave them the way they are. Go ahead and press the menu button to return to the main menu. I'll go down to Hints and Tips. This is something I prefer to turn off because I don't want the hints and tips taking up real estate on my screen. However, if you want to leave it on, that's fine. Keep going down to date and time. It's very important to set the date and time. If this is a brand new camera, as soon as you turn it on, it'll ask you to do so. The reason you want to make sure this is properly set is because all of the image organizing applications, such as iPhoto or Photoshop Album, will use this information to organize your pictures. So go ahead and set this. Press the right navigation button. Use the up and down navigation buttons to change the field, and use the right and left navigation buttons to move over to a new field. So let's say it's not July. I'll go up to August, then I'll move over and set the date, and I'll move over to the year and set that as well. I should set the time properly, and finally I can set the order in which these are displayed. Once you're done, go ahead and press Set to OK or Menu to cancel. At the bottom of the Setup tab is the Reset All Menu item. This will reset all the menu items back to their default setting. If you're having any problems with your camera and it's misbehaving, you may want to reset all the menu items back to default, and that might fix the problem. Now I'll press the menu button to escape the main menu, and the camera is set up.